And hello everyone! Well, we are starting to sum up the results of the outgoing year, and by tradition we are waiting for the results in the main spheres of sports. We will discuss the best wear, the best exercises, the best gymnasts, and remember all the main events of 2020. Let's start out with our traditional and favorite section about wear. You especially like it, so let's open the final marathon from this video. This year it is especially difficult to choose best suits as there were not so many competitions and nobody had time to get bored, so I made it a top of 20 wear, probably the biggest one on my channel. But the year was also difficult, so we will enjoy the beauty for longer. Well, by tradition, I'm waiting for your comments with your favorite leotards. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, we have just a little to 5,000 left. So let's push. Well, let's start with the leotard of Russian gymnast Anastasia Simakova. In general, it was difficult for her to choose one leotard, but in the end, I voted for a red and gold one. Very beautiful and rich suit, at least it looks like that, especially the combination of such a bright rich red with gold and shiny silver stones. In general, the costume looks like an elegant New Year's dress. Another red suit belongs to Alina Ganesco. There will be a lot of red in this video. True, red here is more natural and less saturated, but the style of the suit is more interesting. Beautiful color made of standing fabric, smoothly flowing into the base of the suit. In general, the cut lengthened the already tall Alina very much. I especially like the back and the flowers that are on one of the sides, and a light skirt in the style of these colors also looks interesting. In general, the combination of red with black and shiny looks rich on the carpet. Wear which this year has definitely become my favorite, the first one from Under the Clubs, solid red, reminiscent of the Soviet Union, and the old suit aesthetic. I like the style at least because it looks stylish and minimalistic. Well, we all know that fashion is cyclical, and the fashion for leotards and gymnastics now confirms this. I really like the suits, because when performing in them, you really look at the gymnast, her athleticism, body, work with the apparatus and elements. For Anastasia Salas, it was also hard for me to choose only one suit, but I already talked about the new white in the two previous videos, so I took the one which I really liked since last year. True, this year Anastia performs in it under the ball, very beautiful and unusual color. From far, it seems that the suit is made only of flowers that are made of mesh. Looks very stylish and cool, with a red ball and the flag of Belarus. Another gymnast, Yeva Milishuk, whose suit is a masterpiece. I included this one in the top because I think I have never spoken about it, but it looks just awesome. Instantly beautiful, whether burgundy or wine, combined with black. The leotard feels like it was sewn from thin pieces of fabric and wrapped around Eve. On the back there is also a feeling of torn fabric and small pieces. By the way, when you look at her back in motion, it seems to me that it's a spine with the ribs. There is also a very beautiful color, similar to Alina's. Less erect but somewhat similar in style. Beautiful and unusual suit of Vlada Nikolchenko under the ball. From it I have the feeling that it's made of shadows. This is my fantasy. In general, the breast looks like capillaries, and the feeling that they are fluffy as the contours are indistinct and slightly blurred. Vlada, by the way, without a skirt with her height and long legs, looks awesome. In general, the color of the suit is also unusual, and not entirely black and not entirely grey, either blurred marble or velvet, or the currently fashionable tie-dye trends, only from dark shades. Leotard of another Russian gymnast, Arina Averina, with claps to the music of Bella Ciao. I like the combination of green and ash very much. It reminds me of a suit by Yana Kudryavtseva under an Olympic hoop. I like the feeling of some kind of freshness from it, and as if it was made of grass and spikelets. And red flowers very organically decorated discreet suit. It looks very nice on the body, and I think it makes it perfect. Linoya Shram also had a lot of cool wear this season, but I especially liked her suit under the ribbon with the Star of David. For the Israeli gymnast, this is probably the same as Dina's suit with a coat of arms. A little bit of a story about the Star of David, or Wikipedia, call it whatever you want. There are two versions of the origin of the name of the symbol. The first one is that these two equilateral triangles represent the shields of the soldiers of King David, and the other one, which I like more, denotes the seal of King Solomon. But in the modern world, since about the 19th century, the Star of David has been considered a symbol of Jews, and in fact is an alternative to the Christian cross. This symbol is also depicted on the flag of Israel. In general, it is very cool that the girls bring something from their countries, and in the costumes in which they perform. Leotard of Alexandra Giorgio under the ball this year again with ear sleeves. She had something similar in 2018. but this time I think the sleeves are even more volatile, and the choice of colors is very delicate. I don't know how they're allowed to make such leotards, since according to the new rules, the judges must see the gymnast's elbows. But apparently there are no problems with this. It looks interesting and unusual, and pretty to my taste. I'm sure that not everyone will like it. Another suit that looks very controversial, I call it the Noble Woman, because the association with red gold and sable furs is exactly like this. Anna Popova, Russian gymnast, performs in the unusual leotard with claps to Russian music. And again, to my association and fantasies. When I look at Anya in this suit, I immediately get images of a hunter who killed a sable carcass and brought his daughter for a dress. It's still winter, snow is falling, and he's carrying this future decoration on a sleigh. But seriously, it looks unusual and cool, and everything that looks unusual and I see for the first time, I like it. So for me, this suit is a must. Another suit of the Russian junior, this time Maria Barissova, a stunning gymnast who I really like. Well, I also chose her suits. I decided to stop at a bright multicolored one. In it, Masha performs not only with a ribbon. I like the combination of bright colors and unusual shoulders in the suit. In general, the suit is interesting because it is mainly made of mesh, and bright applications create a small suit on the body. Wear by Dina Averina, which I simply cannot but include in the final top. This is probably my favorite suit for this year. I love the color and the patterns. In general, it seems somehow unusual, although there seems to be nothing supernatural in it. Very beautiful colored stones add richness, and it even seems to me that when Dina moves, the sensation from a suit that it's made purely of stones. Well, one more top leotard this year. I think you knew they would be here. Of course, the wear of the Azerbaijani national team under the balls. I love black, I love minimalism, I like stylish things, and just everything is combined here. The beautiful figures of the girls and the exercise are all just perfect. When I just talked about the suits, many people expressed anger, but I still think it's somehow really cool in such a variety of applications, rhinestones, and colors. This will definitely be remembered among everything. A suit that I really liked since the Derugina Cup of Karina Siderak under a robe. The combination of deep black base color and bright colors also attracted me. In general, leotards without skirt look very good on slender girls. I like it, but now the fashion in wear has become so different that we see suits with and without skirts, and overalls. In general, the variety is huge. Speaking of overalls, I remember the wear of Kristina Pogranichная under the hoop, which I saw at the beginning of the year. Also instantly beautiful red, beautiful rich patterns on the chest and back. It is highly transferable and creates a feeling of some kind of royal splendor. The suit looks like a simple one, but for some reason it also attracted my attention. Suit of Dina Agisheva from Belarus, in which she performed under the ribbon. A beautiful combination of purple and pink. Interesting cut, rather minimalistic in the presence of fabric on the suit, which visually greatly stretches Dina's height. In general, as I said, the combination of colors is very beautiful and interesting transition on the fabric. It is not even clear whether it's sewn or painted. Another gymnast and another leotard, this time Israeli gymnast Daria Tomanova. I really like this gymnast this season and naturally attracted attention to her costumes. I especially like the ribbon, because again, an unusual and bright color combination. Daria is very emotional gymnast, and this bright leotard seems to me directly reflect her whole image. The fringe is embroidered around the edges of the entire leotard. It adds dynamic movement for an already very dynamic girl, so it looks very cool in a ribbon. Chisaki Oivasu from Japan also attracted me at one of the first competitions. It just draws attention to itself with its tenderness, restraint, and freshness. Beautiful white-green like grass and flower leaves, and pink blotches in the form of a flower are very harmoniously mated. In general, the suit looks very fresh and unusual, despite the fact that there seems to be nothing mega special about it. In general, I like looking at suits and wondering how sometimes one ordinary border catches the eye, and some other is almost the same at all. Well, one more leotard by Russian gymnast Daria Trupnikova under the ribbon. I like the combination of colors very much. It seems to be as gentle and neat, but at the same time with bright splashes that take on the accent. In general, it seems to me that the combination of colors is quite unusual, and again, the feeling from a seemingly simple suit is something unusual and new. Well, this top has come to an end. Be sure to write in the comments the wear that you like this year and this season. Despite the fact that it was short, I think there is something to pay attention to. Well, be sure to watch other videos about suits that came out this year on the channel. And remember that I love you all. See you in the next video. For now, goodbye. The video was translated and dubbed by Alexandra Sinica.